You slowly wake up to the sound of gentle waves rocking your tiny house. You walk to the front door and discover there is no land anywhere. This tiny house will be your home for the next 30 days. Inside, you carefully inspect everything that might keep you alive. Then you notice a handwritten note sitting quietly on the table. You realize these supplies will only last a few days. Looks like fishing is no longer just a hobby. Minutes pass, then hours, but nothing bites. Suddenly, the fishing rod bends with incredible force. After all that effort, it's just one tiny fish. It's not much, but tonight you won't go hungry. The stars above the endless ocean are absolutely breathtaking. Then something suddenly bumps the floating house. A second bump, then a third. Your heart starts racing. Instead of danger, a curious dolphin pops out of the water. By the second week, surviving becomes a routine instead of a challenge. Every drop of fresh rainwater is more valuable than gold. You inspect every tool because one broken item could mean disaster. The ocean suddenly becomes strangely quiet. Then dark clouds begin forming on the distant horizon. You rush to secure everything before the storm arrives. Rain begins falling harder than you've ever seen. Massive waves lift the house high above the sea. Lightning flashes across the entire sky every few seconds. The entire cabin shakes as the storm reaches full strength. The terrifying storm continues for nearly 12 exhausting hours. At sunrise, the storm finally disappears. Then you discover your biggest problem. The solar panel is broken. Without electricity, surviving becomes much harder. After hours of hard work, the lights finally come back on. With the storm behind you, life slowly becomes peaceful again. Fishing has become part of your everyday routine. Suddenly, dozens of flying fish burst from the ocean. Several fish actually land inside your floating house. Tonight, you finally enjoy your biggest meal in days. The next morning, a dark shadow passes beneath the house. A large shark begins circling your floating house. You decide staying inside is probably the smartest choice. Hours later, the shark finally swims away. The following days become incredibly quiet. For the first time, and you truly begin missing home. Without anyone around, you start talking to yourself. Every morning, one seagull comes to visit. You decide to name your only visitor, Captain. Even though Captain never speaks, he somehow makes every day better. Day 26 begins just like every other peaceful morning. Then, you notice a tiny shape far beyond the horizon. Could it really be a ship? You wave your shirt as hard as you possibly can. The ship keeps sailing, without seeing you. You refuse to give up. You begin building the biggest signal flag you can. The enormous flag rises above the floating house. Now, all you can do is wait. Then, something incredible happens. The ship is sailing straight towards you. The rescue crew finally spots your floating house. After 30 long days, you are finally safe. You take one final look at the place that kept you alive. Your incredible survival journey has finally come to an end. As the rescue ship sails away, you can't stop looking back. 30 days change the way you see life forever. Soon, land finally appears on the horizon. You survived one of the greatest challenges of your life. Where should we survive next? Let us know in the comments.